welcome back to day 4. I must say I do this when my kids are napping, and today was one of the first days that I thought, oh, a nap would be nicer. In any case, I think I'm going to do something happier. I like pink and black as a combo. It's a cheat sheet, a cheat background, so it's a sticker, it pulls off, and you can tear it any which way. And then you've got an instant background. I've got some cranes, some origami cranes, which I may or may not use, because by the time, obviously, you put them on a page, they get a bit squashed, but they're still good. These are silk fibers. They're off cuts or little things from a box item, from one of the March box items. So and they're quite tactile, so I'm going to see if I can do something like that. And then some gold, and then I have got a lot of stamps and I never use them, so I'm going to see if I can do something slightly more feminine. It's not a look that I'm generally so comfortable with. My things aren't so pretty and feminine and girly. Let's see. Okay, that should do it. It makes a pretty picture. I'm just checking. This is a 6.5 by 6.5. What is that? 15. Hey? 16.5. So obviously it won't work to fill the entire page. So I'm just going to tear an edge off. This is basically paper with adhesive, so you can very easily tear off. And then I'm just going to put a little cheat bit in there. That gap I'll hopefully cover. And then, or maybe, no, let me just combine them. And then I want to check that I do a background around the frame, no, over the whole thing. Let's just stick it down. This is really a very easy way to get an instant result. These sort of background sticker sheets are very often included in my my Secretary paper packs, so you can look out for them. Okay, now let's go crazy. I'm so tempted to do some copper again, but no, move away from what you know. Should do some distress paint. These things just dab on, but this one is a bit end of life. It's a very it's Victorian velvet. It sounds nice, actually. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not too concerned about the thing linking up. I'm just going, actually it should be a bit denser. Now that looks cool. Even though it's almost tone on tone, you can see it going onto the paper. Don't underestimate tone on tone working in your journal. It actually gives a nice effect, especially, I mean, through the camera there's some distortion, but looking at it in person is quite good. I'm gonna go over with a darker pink. This is picked raspberry on a stencil, and I'm just gonna do it over the pink that's already there and see how that goes. Yeah, that's quite a nice. It's quite a big. This stencil I got as a gift, and it's got a slight adhesive on the back. I don't know how it works. maybe that Dala stencil glue, but it actually works really nice, and as a material too, because it sits flat. So I don't know where to get them again, but that's good. I like that. I'm just going to continue with all the colours I have. This is Charming Pink. It's a VersaFine. Sometimes also mean the different inks give you very different effects. So I'm just going to go down the side of the page, and then I like doing a triple stamp, so double stamp, so that you don't get the same color saturation everywhere, and that it sort of fades into the page you're doing. Yeah, that top. Okay. So it may seem like you're just stamping and doing stuff over what you've already done, but the layers are, sorry, I'm just stamping off. I always stamp off on scrap pieces because you can just always use that again, the ink's on the stamp in any case. See, you can still see what's underneath. It's not like the one thing's going away. I'm just starting to see where I would put frames and sort of elements and things, to see how that would work. That frame's maybe a bit big. You can trim it. But what I am seeing is that this frame is too white, so I am going to either, probably on the Tattered Rose, just go over it. When you are distressing using like a little dauber thing, just remember to start off where you are, so that by the time you reach your part that you are distressing, you minimize the start marks. I don't know how else to describe it. So I'm just going to go around and finish that, but do you see now the colour is far less white. It's quite a yellow pink though. I think I can make it work. I'm using a piece of gauze to rub over the frame that I've distressed, because I think I still want to use the gauze, and then it's already picking up some of the colour, and the frame is less wet and gets some texture or some pattern. Actually, I can't help myself. I want some shimmer on the page. This is just a generic text. So I'm going to ink it up with the colour box, the copper that I used yesterday. What is it? Rose gold. There it is. And I'm going to stamp again over my little scraps, so that whatever you don't stamp, it goes somewhere else at least. Yeah, that's good. And then actually, don't I emboss? Is this enough? More bling, less bling? What a question. Let's go. Okay, that, can you see it? Yeah, that actually looks fabulous. I like that effect. I don't think I am going to emboss it. I'm just going to try something now. I'm going to put down some of the, what is this, the brighter one, Picked Raspberry, and I'm going to put down, this is a white, let's probably shake it, just to see if I can get it a bit. It needs to be a brighter pink, but not, oopsie, so intense, and then some water. some water. This is why the little spritz bottles are handy. And then I just want to do some, I just want to drag the journal through this now. I just want to do some, it's just a load and splash basically. It's again just adding small details. I'm going to definitely go over this with my faulty gold pen. And then what I'm going to do is I've got this a journaling card or a cut the pop out. It was in a sheet of paper. I don't like the white. It's got some gold foil. I'm going to use this little mixy thing and paint it in. I've started painting, but I think it can be darker, much darker. So I've got this. It's an acrylic pen. Also, you can shake it. So it's a very gooey ink. I'm going to mix this in this whole story. So that's the first bit. I've tried to do a little bit of highlighting. I'm not so good. And then it's also still drying. And then the can, I think I'm going to do in embossing. That's dry. I think it needs some definition. I'm wondering if I must just go over it with like a fine liner. This is a pink. Let's see. Yeah, that's a lot better. I think black could have also worked, but there's no black. I'm using this marker to write the word because otherwise it's very tricky to get the ink in there. So this is it's an ink marker, an embossing ink marker. So that's a first go. There's still some white, but I think I'll pink that in with the ink. That shows up a bit better now. Just remember the embossing powder actually acts like a resist, so you just need to find a spot where it takes, and then okay, that's done. And now I'm going to spritz some more water and I'm going to drag the rest of my gauze through it in case I need it, but otherwise it can always just be in the stash. So I'm definitely going to use the gauze, which I'm going to stick down with gel medium. I just want to give myself a visual guide. I'm not going to stick it down everywhere because I still want it to look a bit fluffy. That should do it. I'm going to do a tiny fragment of doily and then one of these little, I mean they always make it look like you just roll it, but you have to sort of shape it into the shape that you want so it looks random but it's not really. And then I've got like these gold, they can't filaments, they're so thin, so I'm just going to tie some of that in because they almost that you can't see them. Yeah, was that better than that doily? Weird decisions that I have to make today. I think over the doily maybe. Does that look a bit stupid? See, pink is difficult for me. Girly is difficult for me. I found another piece of this background. It's a fragment, so I think I'm going to stick that over. I quite like that. This die-cut frame's got a frame that fits in it with tiny little frames. I think I'm going to stagger the frames. That was my issue, is that the journaling card didn't tie in with a frame. And then I'm going to now we're getting into business. I've rough embossed the whole frame with a super thick embossing powder and a copper ink. So that and that. Something on this thing's still wrong, but I can't decide what. I think it needs a frame. Black or gold. I think my mistake has been that I wanted to frame it, but I'm going to offset it. So I've stuck down the 2 frames. I'm going to offset that, because that then also deals with that bit of open page that irritated me, but I still think it needs a frame. I think I'm going to just do it in black Koki. I think that's better. It's a ruler and a Koki, and it makes such a massive difference. It's funny sometimes. Black is actually an incredibly powerful color. You think it's wrong with pinks and neutrals and vintage, but give it a try. Having now offset it, I also found this little 3D, I think it's a Prima flower, I don't actually know, which may be in the middle or over. Oh yeah, see, the thing was wrong as just a little fluff ball, but behind a flower. I like it. Every time I say I like it, I think, but I want something on here. Splatters, ink, something. What's on here? I didn't even re-ink it. This is just all the ink lying around. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to give it a spritz, because it should react, but not crazily. And then I'm going to heat gun it. In fact, I'm going to ink it again. Okay, these flowers are quite delicate, so I mustn't mess them up too much. That's a better fit on the page. I'm also, for good measure, because I've explained I can't help myself, I'm just tapping. It's not stamping, but it's giving a little bit of a shimmer. So I'm laying my little fluff ball, I don't know what to call it, down, and I've given the flower a big glob of Bostik, and then I'm pasting that over, so whatever, because I spritzed the flower, it's gone flat, it's lost its fold, but that's fine for me. So I know there's a lot of shine with the embossing, and then I just want to, this is a bit like coppering. Okay, now that, okay, I'm happy with that. I stamped COVID-19, I stamped day 4, just 4, and then what is funny is that I have a little, pressy date stamp, but I can't find it. I've also got this one, but it ends at like 1979, so I just don't ink the last little bits. I've got a big collection of vintage office stamps, which I actually love using, and I don't use enough, so maybe tomorrow. Okay, and then as a last, these pens are great for making a mess, especially this one, it's broken. So you just let the ink flow by pressing the tip in, and then you hope for the best. Let's give it another try. Yes, there we go. Okay, that was maybe a bit too much. There we go. So this ink dries sort of three-dimensional because the splats are so thick. So that's not so good that it's okay, actually. All right, day 4 of COVID done. We did a bit of pretty pink, some girly stuff, lots of embossing and stamping, and some shine. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the comments and the likes and the interaction. I really enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Great. Thanks. Bye-bye.